So welcome back everyone, Mike here. This is part 2 of the little French drain project that I was working on, and it actually turned into a little bit more. I had to run a pipe from the downspout down, so I took the French drain over to it, tied it into that one, and ran it down to the ditch line in the driveway, and it is already working. The area that constantly has water coming out of the ground and stays wet all the time, it's already drying up, so I'm pretty happy with that. But I'll show you what I got going on here. So this ditch that I'm digging here, it's going to continue for another 40 or 50 feet, and it will end up in the ditch line alongside of the driveway. This is where I will continue to install the new drain coming from the downspout. Now, something that I want to mention here, you see where the French drain is. I'm sure you see the water in the ditch and the perforated pipe and the river gravel. I'm going to tie that into the downspout drain. Now, that is something I don't recommend doing in most cases. Here, it's not going to be a problem. I'll explain that in a minute, but that's something I don't recommend doing. What could happen is if you get a heavy rain and you're kind of a flat area that you're trying to drain with a French drain, you could have water coming from your roof down the downspout drain and kind of overwhelming that system and have water coming up out of the drain instead of going into the drain. Here, that's not going to be a problem for a couple reasons. The first one is when digging that French drain, I didn't hit any groundwater at all until I got to where the old terracotta pipe was. And that pipe was the old downspout drain. And it was in pretty bad shape, and it was all plugged up, and the ground was just saturated in there, and that's where that water came from. But the main reason that I won't have a problem doing this is because I have plenty of fall. This gives you a little better look of where the downspout drain's coming and where it will tie in with the French drain. There I have it installed. But as you can see from the tractor and the way this looks right here, I have plenty of fall. So, like I said, I wouldn't normally recommend tying a French drain into a downspout drain. But I have so much fall here, not a lot of groundwater coming from the French drain, and it's going to be much easier for that water to continue down that pipe and end up in the ditch line of the driveway than it would be to back up into that French drain. So as I was saying, you know, if you have a low-lying area without a lot of fall, I would not recommend tying a French drain into your downspout drain. But here it's not going to be a problem. Here I'm just backfilling what I have done so far. I still have a little bit more to dig and a little more pipe to install, but I kind of like to clean up as I go, and gives you a little bit more room to work instead of having that ditch to deal with the whole time. So I'll get this section done and then continue digging the rest of it. This clip here is from the last video. I don't know if this is the thumbnail image or what, but a lot of people thought that I did not have the holes in the perforated pipe facing down, but I did. I just kind of wanted to show you what you probably saw. You can see here where I zoom in, the holes are definitely on the bottom, and I think probably what you saw was a few rocks on top of the pipe that made it look as though the holes were facing upwards, but I always install the holes down. I mentioned earlier, or maybe in the last video, that I had never ran a subcompact tractor before, but I tell you, my eyes have been opened. This RK24, this thing is a little tank. I mean, it's 24 horsepower. The power to weight ratio is incredible. I had no idea, how much work you can actually get done with one of these things. I come from a background of heavy highway construction. I work in the oil and gas industry now. But for years I was a blaster. I blew things up for a living, and but I always ran equipment as well too, dozers and big track hoes and all kind of things. And then when I got my first tractor, even like a compact tractor, it was just tiny to me. I didn't think you could get much done with them, and I never envisioned a little subcompact tractor you can do this much with one. This RK24, I mean, you could drive right through a pile of dirt with the thing. But it's balanced very well, and it's just perfect for a project like this. But like I said, my eyes have been opened. I know a lot of people have subcompacts. I never paid a lot of attention to them, to be honest with you. I just didn't give it much thought, I guess. I didn't realize. So you always learn things as you go on, and this is one thing that I learned on this project is, what you can accomplish with these little tractors. So anyway, moving forward, I have a lot of things planned here for the next couple weeks. You'll see a uptick in all the videos. I got a lot going on, getting into a good time of year. But like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.